one thing that you can't blame Hyundai for, that of course, is that they never cease to try. Yes, they always launch a product which is exciting and offers you some kind of enthusiasm for the car buyer, and this product here, the Venue N-Line, is one such car. It offers you a very rich exhaust note, it offers you very sporty suspension setup, and it also offers you very sporty looks on the outside, and of course some new features on the interiors. So how good is this car and how different is it from the regular version of the 1 litre turbocharged petrol? We'll drive this car around and tell that to you today. And of course this review will flip it around. We'll talk about the driving bits first, and after that talk about the looks as well as the interiors and the features on offer. My name is Ashish Masih. If you come to this channel for the first time, then please like, share and subscribe. Well, I'm sure by now all of you are aware that Woodmore are the online expert when it comes to spare parts, and the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available, they have the entire catalogue, and the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. So check them out today, check out the app, it's available both for iOS as well as Android devices, and also check out the website for the latest schemes as well as offers. And we'll start this review by talking about the driving bits first, because this car is about the enthusiast, and I have to say that people who call themselves keen drivers will be very happy with this particular version of the Venue. Now the Venue DCT with the 1 litre turbocharged petrol engine has always been a good car to drive, and now that feeling is further enhanced with the N-Line version, because this car's suspension has been tuned more for enthusiasts. It's a slightly stiffened up suspension. The exhaust note also has been really made very peppy and very throaty. So what you'll enjoy is that if you put it in sport mode, because that's really the mode to use on this car, if you put it in sport mode, you can hear the exhaust note being a little more authoritative than it is on the regular turbocharged version. And apart from that, the engine's performance also is very good. But even though it's only a 3-cylinder unit and it's a turbo unit, even when you're driving in chock-a-block city traffic like we have been doing since the morning, even then it's a fun little package because it's very responsive. The engine is very responsive, and that's something which a lot of enthusiasts will also like, and regular customers also like who are not enthusiasts, because when you have a responsive engine, then driving a car in the city becomes less of a chore and more of a joyous experience. Most customers will also enjoy the steering wheel. It's got the right amount of feedback. It's neither too heavy and neither is it too light, so you get the perfect blend of weight in the steering wheel. It's neither too heavy and neither is it too firm. What you'll also truly appreciate is the fact that even though suspension is slightly on the firmer side, it does help body roll, because body roll is well under control, but it's not uncomfortable. Yes, sometimes those badly patched up roads and some of those rumble strips can just filter in the cabin, but it's not too obtrusive, it's not too uncomfortable, it's always under control. And as I said, the stiffness of suspension definitely makes this car feel better when you're pushing in corners. But what also makes it better when pushing in corners is the fact that this car gets 4-wheel disc brakes. All wheels have disc brake, which means that you definitely feel a sense of reassurance, and the braking power also is quite good. And the section tires, the width of the tires also is quite good, so it feels like it's got good levels of grip as well when you're pushing it into those corners. So in all those departments, in terms of handling, in terms of the agility, in terms of the overall ride comfort and the overall suspension setup, the Venue N-Line definitely seems to be doing a very good job. Where it also does a very good job is in the overall acceleration, because it's a quick responding car. The gearbox also is very quick responding, so you'll really enjoy using the gearbox. And of course, if you even use it with the paddle shifters here manually, even then it is quite a fancy and good gearbox, because it really is very quick. You don't have to wait a couple of seconds or 1 second like you have to do on some other cars. It just shifts gears very fast, and that's something which a lot of customers will also enjoy about the Hyundai N-Line Venue version. So now we've already established that this is a great car to drive, and we also established it's a good car to look at. But how is it in terms of interiors? And I have some very good news for you. That good news is that even the interiors are very sporty, very modern, and very sophisticated. Now, the cabin quality is absolutely first rate. I think this is the best car in the segment for sheer plastic quality, and even the materials on top are very soft touch materials, so really very nice, and that have that essential Hyundai feel good factor. The switches, all the switchgear, everything just works flawlessly. And the extra equipment in this car, well, for extra equipment you of course get this dash cam now, which is a very good touch. Today's day and age, you need these kind of cameras to tell you who else is driving how. And of course you get different driving modes. Sport mode finally available on this car, so you can choose from sport mode, eco mode and normal mode. The tiles have been borrowed of course from the Kia Carens, and they look really nice and very sporty, just as they do on that car. Seat comfort is very good, and of course the additional bit is that you get red stitching all across the cabin on the seats, and of course red indents on the circular vents as well as the vents over here, so circular knobs rather. So really, in terms of the ambience, the feel, and just the whole vibe of the cabin, swag factor of this car is very good. Couple of areas where this can be improved though. The touchscreen, even though it's very nice to operate and very easy to use, I think they should have offered you a bigger screen, and now I should actually think of a bigger screen, because they were the first ones to offer you big screens. So that's something that this car needs to have. And the glove box also is very tiny. It's AC, it's got an AC vent, but it should have been slightly bigger than this. Area here to keep your odds and ends, wireless charging, USB-C as well as USB-A, USB-C as well as the old school USB along with 12-volt charging socket, and of course automatic climate control, and a couple of places to keep your beverages here, big turbines, and of course a big place to keep your odds and ends. The steering wheel adjusts for rake but not for reach, but that's okay because the seat in itself is quite good. It can be adjusted for height and electrically operated for adjusting it other ways. Overall, what is my impression of the Venue N-Line? I think the cabin definitely is a nice and classy place to be in. Yes, the touchscreen could have been slightly bigger, but apart from that, it's just brilliant, and overall it has that essential feel-good factor. Now let's jump in the back seat and see how good that really is. One of the biggest negatives on the Hyundai Venue, no matter which one you choose, is the fact that the space in the back seat isn't the biggest, isn't the best. The Brezza as well as the Nexon offer you better space. Yes, the Kia Sonet is the only one in this segment which offers even worse space than this car, but apart from that, the other cars offer you better space. It's much improved than the last version of the car. This updated version comes with better space, but unfortunately still it's not the best. Knee room is a little tight, headroom is decent, but knee room is a little tight. It's good enough for short city trips and maybe for family members who are shorter, but yes, if you are someone who constantly is on the highway and you always want a lot of space in the back seat, then you're better off with some other cars. So this is the only big area of weakness for the Hyundai Venue. Apart from this, it really is a very well rounded package, but yes, the back seat is slightly at a premium. Well, if you talk about the boot of the Hyundai Venue, it's quite a big boot. It's 350 litres, which is quite good. There's a bit of a ledge, but it's quite okay because the boot is generous in terms of its shape and size. And as you can see, we've loaded a lot of equipment. We've got 2 big camera bags and of course a tripod bag as well in this. And I think that even then, you can easily accommodate 2 big bags even further on this car. So in terms of space as well as practicality of the boot, no issues whatsoever on the Hyundai Venue. If you are someone who's planning to pick up your in-laws or any friend who's coming from Canada, because they bring a lot of gifts, then you can always take this car without any fuss whatsoever. Now let's give you a verdict of this car, because as I said, it is a very special car to drive and also a special car to sit in. Well, so in the market for a compact SUV, but you want something which is a little different from the usual and something which stands out from a sea of other compact SUVs, then the N-Line is the perfect choice for you. Now, the Hyundai Venue itself is a good car, and the N-Line just polishes that goodness and that premiumness of this package even further. It's good to drive, it's good to sit in, it comes feature loaded, and of course that exhaust note, even though it's very mild, it definitely makes you stand out from a sea of other compact SUVs. So if you're in the market for any kind of compact SUV, but you want to stand out, then definitely this car is worth it, and definitely worth the slight premium that you have to pay with the regular version of the Hyundai Venue. As I just said, it's already a good product, but the N-Line version just seems to have polished the overall qualities and abilities of the Venue in further. So bye for now, and thanks so much for watching.